The chilling images of bombs shattering Gaza, a region under relentless Israeli pressure for years, left Health Secretary Wes Streeting deeply disturbed. Speaking at the Guardian Live event, he declared Israel's decision to break the Gaza ceasefire soul-destroying and utterly unjustifiable. His words echoed the sentiment of many, expressing the global outrage at the escalating violence. The attacks on Gaza are intolerable, Streeting emphasized, his voice heavy with the weight of the situation. The sheer scale of the humanitarian crisis, the unimaginable suffering inflicted upon civilians, weighed heavily on him. He painted a stark picture of devastation, highlighting the relentless barrage of attacks and the desperate plight of those caught in the crossfire. He spoke of hospitals overwhelmed, families torn apart, and the complete erosion of any semblance of safety and security. The scenes, he stressed, were far from isolated incidents. They represent a continuation of a long-standing conflict, a cycle of violence that seems intractable. Streeting's powerful condemnation of Israel's actions was not simply a statement of political opposition. It was a visceral reaction to the unfolding tragedy. He articulated a profound sense of helplessness, a frustration shared by many who watched the conflict unfold from afar, feeling utterly powerless in the face of such overwhelming brutality. The sheer scale of the human cost, the countless lives lost and irrevocably altered, rendered words inadequate. The images seared into his memory, and into the collective conscience of the world, were not just statistics or news reports. They represented the devastating reality faced by innocent civilians. The health secretary's address, however, was not without interruption. 3 NHS patients, fueled by anger over proposed cuts to personal independence payments for disabled people, stormed the stage, disrupting his speech with cries of "Your cuts will kill." Their banner, starkly proclaiming "Disability cuts will kill," served as a jarring reminder of the domestic challenges facing the UK, highlighting the interwoven complexities of national and international crises. The protesters' passionate outburst underscored the deep-seated anxieties and frustrations felt by vulnerable groups, highlighting the stark disconnect between the global conflict and the domestic policy decisions that directly impact the lives of those already marginalized. Streeting, while acknowledging the legitimacy of their concerns, emphasized the government's commitment to addressing these domestic issues, asserting that Labour has utilized every diplomatic lever available to try and bring an end to the bloodshed in Gaza. He reiterated his party's dedication to diplomatic efforts, underscoring the strenuous attempts undertaken since assuming power to de-escalate the conflict. However, he candidly admitted to the limitations of his position, the profound sense of powerlessness that accompanies the responsibility of navigating such a complex and intractable conflict. The sheer magnitude of the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, coupled with the significant domestic pressures facing the UK, presented an almost insurmountable challenge. The protesters' interruption, though disruptive, served as a potent reminder of the interconnectedness of these seemingly disparate issues, highlighting the urgency of addressing both the international crisis and the domestic concerns that impact the most vulnerable members of society. The event underscored the moral complexities of international relations and the profound impact of political decisions on the lives of individuals both at home and abroad. The juxtaposition of the Gaza crisis and the domestic cuts highlighted the difficult choices facing policymakers and the profound weight of responsibility they carry.